Crystal with the St. Cloud branch of the Osceola Library System. I'm here today and we're going to do a little bit of science, sort of like space science a little bit. I'm going to show you how to make your very own space satellite. Yes, that sounds like a lot of fun, huh? Yes, it does. Space satellites consist of 5 different items. One is the container. This is what we're going to be working on today. It consists of a power source. You know what? Let me show you an example of what I've already built. This right here. This is my container, the little white box. And then our power source, which is sort of like this part right here. It sort of looks like a boat sail, but it's going to collect the energy through here with the sun or other stars that might be flying. It might be flying by. There's also different kinds of scientific instruments. This one on this one is my scientific instrument. It's going to, as it's flying through space, it's going to gather things right there. It's going to have a communication device, and I used a straw for this. And then it's also going to have sort of what they call a orientation finder, which helps it fly through space, make sure it's not flying upside down, through the sideways, and just making sure it's going where it needs to go with that. But here's my sample of one I've already done. This is very simple. This is a little bit of aluminum foil that I had at home, an old spoon box that I had, an old straw, Play-Doh. I attached it to a pipe cleaner. And then this right here, we had a nightlight that kind of quit working, so I took the top of it and using it, and all I did was put everything together with tape. So some of the supplies that you can use are those, but you can also use an old chip container. You can use an empty soda bottle. Make sure you wash it out really good so there's no sticky stuff in it. An ice cream box or anything else that you like, this ice cream cone box. Yeah, anything like that, kind of rectangle or square. Of course, if you have something triangle, that would be kind of cool floating through the air. Some of the other things is, here's one of the containers I have. It was an old box. Kind of looks like, maybe a piggy bank that it used to be. Yeah. The extra tools, and those would be my containers. And then for a power source, you could use aluminum foil. You could use stickers, and that's what I want to use with ours today, is little gold stickers that I had left over. You can actually take a piece of paper and you can draw those ideas onto it. You can draw things that look like maybe cells or things like that to make it. The third thing is our scientific instrument, and that on this box was this container right here. Now I do have an extra one that I could use, or I could use something like this to make a scientific. I could cut it up. Or I could use, this is what I'm going to use today. This is an old seashell. Really pretty seashell I had gotten at the beach, but unfortunately I accidentally dropped it on the floor and it kind of broke. So that's what we're going to do today, and this is going to be what gathers my information while we're on space. And it kind of looks like that because it's got like little sensors, yeah, right here. That looks like while it's flying through space, it could gather information and put it in there. So that's what we're going to use for that today. So we have our container, we have our scientific instrument. Now we need our power source. Again, aluminum foil or stickers, and I'm going to use that today there's our power source. Now we also need a communication device. Now communication device is very important because the people here on Earth need to be able to communicate with the satellite and be able to retrieve data that the satellite is sending. So we have to make sure whatever we do, and on my sample one, I just took a straw and cut it up and made this. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to use this and form maybe a cone or a cup and put it on the corner so that as it's flying through space, things can go right into it. So I think we might try to use it, or maybe this one. So when we get to that, we'll do it. And then the last thing we need to do is our orientation finder. And I think I'm going to save that one for last because I think we're going to use some Play-Doh to make that device for it. Okay, so there's several different things you can use that are recyclable, things that you can reuse and not have to worry about it. But you can also use food. Now make sure you wash your hands really good if you're going to do a food one, because you can use Rice Krispie treats, you can use fruit roll-ups, you can do gummies, and just different items to make these different things with it. And if your hands are really clean, then you can eat it after you're done. Yeah, it sounds really good. This one here, we're just going to play with and pretend that we're flying through space and gathering cool information. And for me, I want to gather information about Saturn. Saturn's my favorite planet. So I'm going to send mine out to scope up some information about Saturn today. So first we're going to start off with our container. As you can see, there's nothing that I've done to it yet. I haven't done anything. You can color it if you want to. You can add paper over it to decorate it however you want. Right now, I'm just going to leave mine plain because some of the things I'm going to end up doing to it is going to be the decoration for it. So, and now I'm going to do my power source. For my power source, I'm going to take a straw and run it through the center of my box so either side, it's on either side for it. And to do that, I'm going to have to take a pair of scissors. Now, some of you young guys, you might have to have a parent to help you put a hole in here. You can use a pair of scissors. You can probably use it like a dowel or something like that to put it through. But I'm going to use a pair of scissors today. So make sure you have your parent help you do this. And I'm going to stick it through in the box and then I'm going to turn it and make a really big hole through that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, is make a really big hole so that I can stick my straw through there. There we go. To 2 big holes that I just made with my scissors. Close these up for safety reasons and set them over here. And now I'm going to poke my straw. You may have to bend it a little bit to get it through there. And poke my straw through my box. Now you're going to want to try to go in a straight line. And look, we pushed it all the way through. Now that's the first part. There's my container, and then here's my power source. The next thing I'm going to do is, since these are going to be my sort of like my power source, or to gather energy as they pass by the sun and the stars, I'm going to tape it onto the front like that so it looks like there's going to be one there and one on the other side. Need some tape. You can use tape or glue. I'm going to use tape. And I'm going to put a little piece on the back of it, set it on my straw, and bring it around a little bit. Now, if you made it too long, that's okay. You can bring it up. There's one side. And here's the other. Oh, that looks so cool. You can tell with the lights, the way the lights are hitting, it's already powering up and charging, ready to go. So how's that? There we go. So it's already charging up and about ready to be launched off into space with that one. So we have our power source and we have our container. Now we need our scientific instrument. Do you remember what I said I was going to use? That's right. I was going to use my seashell right here. So I'm going to take my seashell and I'm going to take a straw, which these are leftover, so it's already cut, but you can take a longer straw if you need to and cut it down. You could probably use a dowel rod as well, but I'm going to use my straw. I'm going to take this and I'm going to tape the seashell onto my straw so that it'll stay on there. I may have to use a couple pieces. Sometimes seashells don't want to hold on for that, so we're going to do that. That might hold on to it, yeah. There we go. Yeah. I shake it up a little bit, it's not coming off. And since I already have a hole here, I don't have to cut one, but if you need to, make sure you have your parents' help and use your scissors. I'm going to stick mine through my hole, and then I'm going to make it come up a little bit and face out so that while it's flying through space, the front of it is right on the front of my satellite. Now I'm going to put a piece of tape there. I think I might have to put a couple more pieces because that straw is pretty strong wanting to bend back. That's okay because I'm going to cover it up with some of my other tape that I have here. So now let's make sure it's straight. You know, there we go. How's that? For this thing, you can never have too much tape. You can have too long of a piece of tape, but you can never have too many pieces of tape to put that on there with it. So just make sure you cut them the right length you want. Ooh, that looks really good. So we'll decorate it here in a minute, but there is my scientific instrument. So we have our power source, our scientific instrument. What's next? Oh, our communication tool. Yes, we need to do that. So you know what? I kind of do like this. So I'm going to make this. So I'm going to sit it right here. And I wonder how we could fasten it to that think we could tape it, or should we glue it? Tape it. Yeah, I like the tape idea. Glue's kind of messy and it takes a while to dry. And I want to send this off into space as soon as I can. So I'm going to take a little bit of tape and I'm going to put a couple pieces right there. Because of course I'm going to cover it up anyway with some decorations and some stickers anyway. Might have to draw Team USA on it, huh? Because I want my first spacecraft to be there first. So, I don't know. That's kind of going to stay like that. So, I think I got enough tape on there now. So, there is my communication device. Oh, you know what? There's the cup, just like this. But just like everything else, it kind of needs maybe like a microphone to gather the information. And you know what I have in here? That was kind of, oh, there it is. I have a Q-tip. And it kind of looks like a microphone. So I'm going to cut it just a smidgen. Well, actually, you know, I just bent it and it broke anyway. So, that works. That's something that you guys could do. You can just bend it in half and break it right there. I'm going to take my scissors and poke a little teeny tiny hole right here at the top. Oh, that was easy. And I'm going to stick that right there and put a little teeny tiny piece of tape around it so it doesn't fall completely through my box. Now there we go. We have a little tiny sort of like microphone facing the earth so that it can gather information. That's my communication device right there. All right, so we have our container, our energy source, our communication device, and we also have our scientific instrument. What's the last thing we need? That's right. We need the Play-Doh to make our one device so that our spacecraft, our satellite doesn't sort of tumble in space. It'll be able to right itself up with everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to make, let's see here. I've already used a straw. I definitely want to use the Play-Doh. Maybe I could just use the Play-Doh and we could put it on here as, what would be the best way to write something up? Because this one here is kind of floppy. I have a feeling after a while it's going to get hit by something and it's going to fall off. So we're going to make sure this doesn't go off. Maybe we could put one on one side. Yeah. And take another piece. Let's ball it up into a ball. Yeah. Flatten it out a little bit, make it kind of like a worm. Yeah. Oh, you know what we could do? We could put it down here on this side so that it has the ability for two sides right there. Ooh, I kind of like that. Oh, and I have bottle caps. How about we stick a bottle cap here on the back side of it? There, looky there. I just stuck it right into the Play-Doh and smushed it in and it went right into it. I think we'll do that the same thing to the top, maybe up here to the front side of it and smush it down into it. One thing I love about Play-Doh, it does kind of stick to stuff. Once it dries out, it might fall off. But by then it'll be out in space and it'll be frozen because it's so cold in space. So there we go. Wow, looky how cool that looks so far. You know? Now I'm going to take I have some decorative tape, which is called washi tape, and I'm going to put a little bit of decorative tape on here and add a few pieces to it. Now you could do this at home. You could take markers, you could take crayons, anything you want to decorate it with it. Again, these are stickers. Even though I put the full sheet, we can take some stickers off of here and we can put gold stickers around it and to decorate it before we're ready to launch so that it looks really nice. I think I'm going to draw maybe a U.S. flag on it so that it shows that it's from the U.S. on it and we're ready to launch. Yeah, it's important for satellites to be in space for us because they help us with communication not only across the universe, but it also helps us here on our planet Earth. It gives us a chance to not only communicate here, but to provide communication across the oceans to other places and to be informative about what is going on. So satellites are very important. So it's cool, and if you want to learn more about it, you can always visit NASA's website, and we'll include that down in the body of our information. I hope you enjoyed making a satellite with me today, and I look forward to seeing you the next time we make some cool science fun. This is Miss Crystal with the St. Cloud branch of the Osceola Library System. You guys have an out of this world day.